Hi guys, Bruce here. Well, I've got a really old 1973 or 1972 AMF 26-inch tiller, and it is in pretty good condition actually, except it's just covered in grease and goo. And my pressure washer is with the other owner right now, and so I have just sprayed it with engine degreaser. You can get it at any parts place. Lots of people make it. And I've had it sitting for 15 minutes. And now I'm going to see if I can blow some of this grease off before I work on it. Let's do this. It's been 15 minutes. Looks pretty good. See that? When I put my coveralls on, overalls, my old set of overalls. And yes, it's got points, so I imagine the points are wet. But that doesn't matter, because I'm going to be working on it for a day or two. Okay, let's rinse it. Alright, that was fun. So before I turned on the camera today, or yesterday really, I found out it does have a spark, and the tank was completely dry, so I wiped the tank out with a rag. I just stuffed it down in there and wiggled it around. And now we are ready to see if this baby will fire. I got some gas in the tank. Yes, I washed it and all that stuff too. But let's just see if we can prime it and make it go. We may have lost our spark because of all the water I was spraying around, right? Well, that's pretty good. I'd say it's drawing gas from underneath. So I'm going to keep it running with this little squirter here. Ran better than I thought it was going to. Sometimes these old ones will squirt out water and all kinds of stuff, right? Let's back my tools up a little bit here. So I'm going to work my way around. If we can make this thing run a little bit longer. Okay, I'm just playing now. It doesn't smoke too bad, so I'm actually going to clean the carburetor and see if that helps it run a little bit better. So this is a different carburetor, so I'll turn the camera back on when I'm ready. Hi guys. I've been playing with this little rototiller. I do have the screw in the carburetor, although it's wiggled itself all the way in. And I think I got a seal problem between the carburetor and the tank. These don't have a float in them. They use suction from the tank and orifices. So I'm just going to show you something. I'm going to put you down here maybe. And watch this. So I'm getting the carburetor spray is getting sucked between this flange on the tank and the flange on the carburetor. It's sucking juice in and changing the way it runs. So that's why I'm having a hard time, and every day it's different. This is the vise right here. I got too many vices. I already took the one off on this side. We'll do it on camera. Okay, so that should just tilt up except for the Z bend on the throttle. There we go. And that's it. Okay, what's next? Carburetor. So this should be a pretty quick job now that everything's clean. And then change the oil in the motor while I'm at it. Good. All right. Dump the rest of this just out of here. Wipe this up. We'll give it a spray with carburetor cleaner anyway. There's the hole right there. Flashlight. Where the screw from the carburetor filter holds it on. See that? So that's why you have to have that covered. This screw here has to be in there. It's interesting, isn't it? Okay guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the tubes out. Nine 16ths and 3/8. And the screw for the air filter. This is interesting. I'm really happy I found something actually. Yes. And in the old Briggs book it says that, I wonder if we can do this for you. Straight edge on here, and it says if you can slip a if you can slip a 2/1000th of a gauge in between there, that there's a kit you can get to offset that warp. But I'm going to get a piece of sandpaper, so I'll be right back. Hey guys, my theory is if it's broke, you can't break it. So I've got a piece of sandpaper. This is pretty flat. And I'm just going to rough it up a little bit to see what we get. Oh yeah. See? It has high spots. And there's a high spot right there. Of course, because that's where it's torqued. And torqued over here too. And low spots in here. So I'm going to continue with this. I love it. Move it around a bit. There was one there and one coming in there. Huh. And look at on the diaphragm where it's chewed right through, eh? Can you see that there? So that would definitely be a high spot, which would be right there. And that's where it's the shiniest. Okay, we're going to give this a try. Off, on. We sanded the bottom of the carburetor so that it was all shiny. And let's just give it a go. We've got some carburetor spray to experiment with. Let's do this. All right. I am, pardon me, I'm going to take this carbon tank combination off. I'm done fiddling with it for now. I have put way too much time into that. And I'm going to try and put on a modern Briggs & Stratton classic carburetor and tank combination. First I'm going to take the old one off, and we're going to actually use a micrometer to check the measurements on it. Okay, there's the one that came off the rototiller. And the distance between the center of the carb to this flange and the distance between the center of the carb and this flange are the same. It looks like the main hole in the throttle, like zoom, right there, is there. It's very, very so close or similar. The one thing that is different, if you line it up, is this air breather hole is a little further forward than this one, almost 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to just put it together now and see how that goes. Oh, throttle. Oh yeah. So everything lines up except for that. So I'm not going to worry about it until later. I can trim that off. Okay guys, we've got the new carburetor on, but we don't have the vent tube hooked up to the PCV valve. But if this works, I'll just cut this back a little bit and we'll use this to hook up to that. But I don't want to cut it up unless we have to. So this is the first try. It should take right off. Oh, we can now prime it. Isn't that sweet? There we go. 1, 2. So no more choke. I have to get ready to shut this off right away if things don't go well, right? That's a beautiful thing. I don't believe it. Okay, do you guys know how much time I have spent on this? So that is just ultimately cool. Now I have to try and rototill with it. And it's really nice. Like, this is such a simple situation. Like, no more choke. When you prime it, you just get a squirt of gas. Watch. There, there, and there. And then when you start it up, there's no more hernias. By Joe, I think we've got it. Okay, this is just to show you I didn't forget to cut that tube off and use the fitting to suck the gases in. So let's just see if it starts. One more time. It's actually a good setup. And I replaced a bolt, a 4.5-inch bolt up underneath on the suspension just to make it firmer too. I call that a win. It's the tiniest of surgy when it's running, but as soon as it's under governor, it just runs great. So that was a fair bit of work. If you had to charge per hour, you would never get that one from a shop. This is the stuff they don't even take on, right?